Hey, this is Jamie with Useful Knowledge. This video is going to be for those of you who've never been day hiking before, but you want to go on a day hike. We're going to go over tips on what we think you need to carry, and then we're going to go over some trail hiking tips to help keep you safe. Stay tuned. So everything you see here is what we are going to suggest that you take with you on a day hike. And this video is going to be for those folks that have never been day hiking. We're going to call this Hiking 101. Okay, to get started, what we suggest is to hike somewhere that's easy to moderate. So find you a trail in your local area that's easy to moderate to hike. If you can, get a paper map of that trail and get you a compass. Now, I'm a realist. I understand that most people nowadays are not going to do that. They're going to use their phone, the compass on their phone, and they're going to actually have some type of hiking app. Just a note, you can and will lose both cell service and GPS signal when you're deep in the woods. So before you get to the trailhead, download a map of where you're going to be hiking onto your phone and check it regularly so you'll have an idea of where you're at, just in case you do lose both of those services. Okay, once you determine where you're going to go and when you're going to go, you need to let someone know. It can be a co-worker, it can be a good friend, family members, even conservation officers that are local to the area. What you need to do is tell them where exactly you plan on going and when you're going to return, and ask them to call or text you at a certain time. Then that way they can know if you're back or not. And plan to limit your hike to about 2 to 4 miles round trip for your first time. Okay, clothing. We understand this is your first day hike. You do not have to go out and purchase any new clothing to go on a short day hike. What we suggest is some loose-fitting, comfortable clothing. I do suggest some long pants just to help with the bugs, so if you've got some cargo pants or just some loose-fitting jeans. Now let's move on to shoes. So I wear hiking boots. If you don't have hiking boots, you do not need to go out and purchase hiking boots. I suggest some leather shoes, something like some tennis shoes that will be just fine. I do not suggest wearing running shoes because they have no lateral support, and I've seen several folks on the trail where they've busted out their shoes. As a matter of fact, I gave a lady some tape a couple of years ago because she has absolutely busted both of her shoes out. Okay, next, rain gear. If you're going to invest in anything, invest in some good rain gear. Do not get one of the dollar ponchos from the dollar store because that's not going to help you much if you have a pop-up thunderstorm. So what I have is I have a top and bottom. I've actually used these a lot in pop-up thunderstorms. You don't have to go purchase name brand. There's some pretty decent stuff in some of the box stores. Now, if you're in a cooler climate, I suggest some layers. So you might want to carry just an extra shirt, carry a beanie, and some gloves. Okay, socks. What I wear is wool socks. The reason I like wool socks is because that's the original cool in the summer, warm in the winter type sock. If you don't have a pair of wool socks, that's okay. Just get you a pair of socks that are comfortable in the shoes that you're going to be wearing. Okay, one of the most important things I think that you should purchase for a day hike is a pair of hiking sticks. Now, I got these, I think it was off of Amazon for about 25 bucks, and I've had them for about 3 years, and they've absolutely been great. You can adjust them to whatever height you need. So what this does is it gives you 4 points of balance instead of 2. If you're just hiking and you don't have hiking sticks, you just have your feet. Okay, if you have this, you have 2 more points of balance. So if you're going somewhere that might be slick, these are going to help you maintain your balance, and it's going to reduce falls. Okay, all this stuff we're going to talk about, you're going to need something to put it in. So there's a lot of day packs on the market. Now, this is about a $75 day pack, and I got this for my birthday a couple of years ago. You don't have to have something like this. There's actually a lot of big box store type day packs that work just fine. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you my old one that I've had for about 10 years before I got this one. And this thing's been through everything. Okay, one thing I do suggest though, when you're buying a day pack, no matter what you get, buy one that has a hydration pack in it. That's going to help you out over having to tote bottles. Okay, talking about hydration packs, this is a 2.5 liter. Now, one thing I do suggest you do before you start hiking is go ahead and hydrate. Get you some water in you before you get going. Then fill this up, and it's going to last you for your day hike, especially if you're going only about a 2 to 4 mile round trip. So if you don't have a hydration pack, that's okay. Just carry you 2 1-liter or 20-ounce water bottles with you and make sure they're full when you get going. Okay, first aid for when you're day hiking. Most of your issues when you're day hiking where you need first aid are going to be cuts, scrapes, splinters, and blisters. So what I like to carry is some hand sanitizer, because you can clean the wound easy, because hand sanitizer is about 2/3 straight up alcohol. I like to use some antibiotic cream once you get the wound clean, and you can use a band-aid at that point. I like to carry a larger band-aid in case you get bigger wounds. I carry some pain medication, that's just ibuprofen. And if you do get a splinter, you need some tweezers and a safety pin to help get that splinter out. And don't forget chapstick. You get out in the woods and your lips get dry, chapstick's great to have. Trail food. So what I'm going to suggest is you take something that you like to eat. And I actually love these bars, and I like these kind bars as well. So that's what I like to carry. But if you don't like these, find you something that you would like to eat when you take a break on the trail. Okay, insect repellent. Now I carry insect repellent in my vehicle, so I will spray down before I actually start hiking. And then I will carry something like these towelettes, or actually this spray with me, in case I stay in the woods a little bit longer than I expect. Next is trail marking tape. I suggest that you carry a small roll of orange trail marking tape with you. And the reason is you can use this to mark where you leave the trail and where you go off the trail. All you have to do is tie a little bit of this up, say every 20 or 30 feet. So you can look this up and verify it, but most people get lost because they leave the trail either to go use the restroom or to look at something cool that's off the trail, say a waterfall or something like that. So you can use this marking tape to actually find your way back to the trail. And stay tuned, we're going to demonstrate how to use the trail marking tape later in this video. Okay, speaking of leaving the trail and marking where you go when you do leave the trail, don't forget your toilet paper. Now, this toilet paper doesn't have a roll in it. You can get these at most of your camping and hiking sections in the big box stores. Next, you need to carry some tape, and not just any tape. I suggest that you carry Gorilla Tape because it's a lot stronger than duct tape. Now what I do is I'll take the tape and a pin like you see on the right, and I'll wrap enough tape around that pin to basically make what you see on the left. Now folks ask me all the time, how much tape do you carry? Well, I carry enough that I can wrap around a boot at least twice in case you need to repair a boot, or if you need to repair a backpack strap, you can wrap that around several times just so you can make it back to the trailhead. Just to say it again, only this is going to go in your day pack. Okay, next we're going to talk about in case you need to build a fire while you're hiking. Some people carry matches, some people carry things like a fire steel. What I like to do is I go no nonsense. I carry 2 small lighters, just like shown here. I like to use the bright ones in case I drop them, I can easily find them. In addition to that, I carry at least 2 of these fire starters. Now this type of fire starter here will last 10 to 12 minutes. So you can easily get a fire started with it. And you can get a fire starter cube like this at your big box stores in the camping section. Okay, flashlights. Now you can carry a handheld flashlight if you want to, that's fine. But what I suggest is to go hands-free and use a headlamp. Now this is a rechargeable headlamp. So what I do is I charge them up before I leave to go on a day hike, and then I actually carry an extra battery with me, and just in case I'm there after dark or even there for a couple of days in case you get lost. Okay, one thing I'm going to suggest is to carry a way to charge your cell phone when you're hiking. And the reason is when you get in the backwoods, your phone's going to be searching for a tower. It's probably going to burn battery down than what you're expecting. So carry one of these little pods. This one will charge the phone I think 3 or 4 times, and don't forget your cable. Most people are going to say carry an emergency sleeping bag with you, but what I'm going to suggest is to carry you that sleeping bag, which is in this, and also carry you an emergency tent. So you can actually buy this pack off Amazon for about $9. It's got an emergency tent and an emergency sleeping bag, and it also has the rope so that you can actually tie it between some trees to make that tent. Okay, one thing that I really suggest that you carry with you is a whistle. And the reason you want to carry a whistle with you is because people can hear this a long way off. So if you get lost and you can hear somebody looking for you, you can blow this whistle and they can hear it. Okay, one thing I like to carry with me just in case is a small mini water filtration system. I carry one that's got the straw, or it actually can screw onto the end of a water bottle. So if you did carry a water bottle with you, then make sure this will screw on the end of it, and you can actually filter some water from a source along the trail if you needed to. I suggest that you carry about 25 feet of paracord. Now you can get this paracord pretty much anywhere there's camping equipment. Paracord basically has endless uses. Some that come to mind are bootlaces, shoestrings, emergency lashings, an emergency belt, or even a pet leash in case you carry your pet. Okay, I do suggest you carry some type of knife. It doesn't have to be a survival knife, just some type of cutting tool in case you need to cut something like the paracord or things like that. Okay, one thing I do like to carry, and this is kind of old school, but I love to carry a stainless steel canteen cup. You can actually stuff a lot of this stuff in a canteen cup, and if you needed to actually boil some water, you can boil it in this canteen cup, because this is actually stainless steel. You can set it right next to the fire, right in the fire, and it's got this little handle here so you can pick it up easily. So that's one of the reasons I like to carry a stainless steel canteen cup. Okay, one more thing that I forgot because I don't wear glasses, but if you wear glasses or contacts, carry you a spare pair, especially if you're hiking with contacts, because if you lose a contact or you get your eye scratched and you have to take a contact out, you can use your spare pair of glasses and be able to keep hiking safely. And just a note, everything you see here is going to weigh 10 pounds or less. Don't forget your pooper scooper in case you do have to use the bathroom in the woods. Ready to go. Hiking tip number 1, tell someone where you're going, when you're going, and when you expect to return. If you're not local to an area, you can always call your conservation officers in that area to let them know you're going to be hiking and when you expect to return. Hiking tip number 2, if you're going to use a hiking app for your hike, make sure you download everything you need before you get to the trailhead. A lot of these trailheads are remote and they may not have cell signal. Also, about your mobile device, your GPS will work if you don't have cell signal, but you can get deep in the woods and absolutely not have GPS signal. This has happened to me several times. Like we always say, carry a map and a compass. Hiking tip number 3, carry you some hiking sticks. Now I got these for about $25 online, but what this does for you, it gives you 2 extra points of balance for when the trail is slick or when the trail is steep. Hiking tip number 4, if you come across a fallen log like this in the woods, do not step over it like this. The reason is there could be a snake up under there and it could strike you in the leg. What you want to do is you want to step up on that log and then you want to step off. That's going to help you clear that snake. And this is some of the training that we received in the National Forest when I worked there in high school. Okay, hiking tip number 5. If you decide to leave the trail to go to the restroom, or there's a really cool waterfall just down the hill, you need to mark where you left the trail. You can do it on your app if it's working. What I do recommend though as a backup is some orange marking tape. Now what you can do, you can actually put this on trees about every, say, 20 feet as you walk off the trail, and then as you come back you take them down. Okay, so I got off trail to see this creek that was just over the hill, and just as an example, I marked about every 20 feet, so you can actually see where I marked. I've got one there, and then on past it I've got one, and then you can see the other 2, And the final one is actually out at the trail. Now obviously you want to take these down as you walk out. If you absolutely forget to, these will biodegrade in about a year, but we really need to be nice and take them down as we walk out. Okay, hiking tip number 6. If you do feel like you're lost, just take a deep breath and just stop right where you're at and get real still and just listen. That's all you got to do. You can even sit down and just listen. A lot of times, if someone else is walking up the trail and they're talking, you can hear them and you'll be able to get some bearings off of just that. Also, listen for vehicles. If you're close enough to a road, you may actually hear vehicles going up and down a road. So if you can do this, you might be able to find your bearings just off the noises around you. So we hope you gained some useful knowledge on how easy it is to prepare for your first day hike. Have fun hiking.